As we gather here today, we embark on an exciting journey through the heart of Roman mythology, a realm where the divine and the mortal intertwine, shaping the very fabric of ancient Roman life, and indeed the foundations of Western civilization as we know it. Roman mythology, much like a rich tapestry, is woven from intricate threads of stories, beliefs, and rituals. It is a world steeped in tradition, where the gods and goddesses held dominion over all aspects of life, be it love, war, harvest, or the very fate of humankind. Through the lens of myth, we can peer into the collective psyche of the ancient Romans, gaining insight into their worldview, values, and aspirations. At the heart of this mythology lies a pantheon of deities, each embodying different aspects of the universe. Jupiter, the king of the gods, commands the heavens with thunder and lightning, while Juno, his powerful wife, embodies the essence of marriage and childbirth. Neptune, ruler of the seas, inspires both awe and fear among sailors, and Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, captivates hearts and fuels passions. These gods were not merely distant beings, they were integral to the daily lives of the Romans, influencing everything from agricultural practices to personal decisions. But what would a mythology be without its heroes? Emerging from the shadows of the divine are legendary figures who represent the ideals and struggles of Roman society. Aeneas, the brave Trojan hero, embarks on an epic journey that not only celebrates his personal valor, but also articulates Rome's destined greatness. Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers and founders of Rome, personify themes of loyalty, conflict, and the eternal quest for power. Their stories, fraught with trials, tribulations, and moral lessons, continue to resonate through the ages. Yet, Roman mythology is not the sole domain of the gods and heroes. It is infused with legends that reflect the daily lives of the common people. Myths explain the changing of the seasons, the origins of the earth, and the mysteries of the afterlife, all while revealing the Romans' profound respect for their ancestors and their desire for legacy. The rites and rituals performed in honor of these myths served as a means of communing with the divine, seeking favor, and ensuring the prosperity of their community. In our exploration of Roman mythology, we will delve into the captivating stories, dissect their meanings, and observe how these ancient tales continue to influence our modern narratives in literature, art, and popular culture. We will examine the moral lessons they impart, the values they uphold, and the ways they reflect the complexities of human nature. So, prepare yourselves, for our voyage will take us through the enchanted realms of gods, the valor of warriors, and the exquisite beauty of mythical tales. Together, we will unravel the mysteries of Roman mythology, celebrating the timelessness of these stories and their indelible mark upon the tapestry of human experience. Today, we embark on an illuminating voyage into the enchanting realm of Roman mythology, a vibrant collection of tales that not only captures the imagination but also interweaves seamlessly with the rich tapestry of Roman history. At the heart of Roman mythology lies a unique relationship with history. Unlike the more abstract and philosophical pursuits of Greek mythology, which often delved into existential questions and the limits of divine influence, Roman mythology possesses a distinctly pragmatic nature. It is a mythology rooted in the practical necessities of statecraft, governance, and the ideals of Roman society. From the esteemed legends of its founding, such as the tale of Romulus and Remus, twin brothers raised by a she-wolf, whose struggle for power gave birth to the eternal city, to the illustrious exploits of national heroes such as Aeneas, whose journey from Troy symbolizes Rome's destined greatness. These stories serve more than mere entertainment. They encapsulate the values and aspirations of the Roman people. Myths became a means to legitimize power, reinforce social structures, and instill a sense of shared identity among the diverse populations of the sprawling Roman Empire. In this practical framework, mythology also played a vital role in the establishment of rituals and civic ceremonies that honored the gods as protectors of the state. Festivals, sacrifices, and public rites were conducted to ensure the favor of deities like Mars, the god of war, and Ceres, the goddess of agriculture, underpinning the Romans' belief that divine intervention was essential to their prosperity and success. The profound significance of Roman mythology extends far beyond the borders of ancient Rome. Its influence permeates various aspects of Western culture, from literature and art to the foundations of legal systems. The epic tales of gods, heroes, and moral dilemmas have inspired countless writers, artists, and thinkers throughout history. In literature, the works of Virgil, Ovid, and Livy draw heavily upon mythological themes to express deeper human truths, crafting narratives that resonate even in our modern consciousness. The story of Pygmalion, the sculptor who fell in love with his own creation, has sparked numerous adaptations and interpretations across time and medium. Moreover, the architectural splendor of ancient Rome, seen in structures like the Pantheon and the Colosseum, houses statues and motifs inspired by mythology, bringing these ancient tales to life in stone. Even the language of law is steeped in mythological references, with terms such as Janus faced and Herculean effort reminding us of ancient stories and their enduring implications for justice and morality. To grasp the nuances of Western traditions, one needs to understand the underpinnings of Roman mythology, from the virtues celebrated in ancient tales to the moral lessons they impart. These myths offer invaluable insights into the character of societies and the ideals they hold dear. As we navigate through this enthralling exploration of Roman mythology, we will uncover its intertwining with historical narratives and its lasting legacy in shaping the cultural landscape of the Western world. As we delve deeper into the captivating world of Roman mythology, we find ourselves face to face with its divine pantheon, an assembly of gods and goddesses whose stories, symbols, and attributes reflect the values and aspirations of ancient Roman society. Let us take a closer look at some of the most prominent figures within this celestial community. At the pinnacle of the pantheon stands Jupiter, the king of the gods and ruler of the sky. He embodies authority, power, and justice, wielding thunder and lightning as his weapons. As the protector of the state, Jupiter played a critical role in the lives of the Romans, who looked to him for guidance and favor in their endeavors. His symbol, the eagle, signifies strength, courage, and the imperial power of Rome. Revered in temples and festivals, such as the Ludi Romani, Jupiter's presence was essential in nurturing the bonds between the divine and the earthly realms. Beside Jupiter stands Juno, his wife and queen of the gods, revered as the protector of marriage and the guardian of women in childbirth. Juno embodies the ideals of loyalty, family, and motherhood, serving as a reminder of the importance of these values in Roman society. Her symbol, the peacock, not only represents beauty, but also the watchful omniscience of Juno, who safeguarded the sanctity of marriage and family life. Just as a peacock spreads its feathers in display, Juno's strength lies in her protective nature, fortifying the bonds that hold the fabric of society together. The formidable figure of Mars reigns as the god of war, now often associated with strategy and military prowess. Yet, interestingly, Mars also held dominion over agriculture, reflecting the Roman understanding of resilience and cultivation in both war and peace. His symbol, the wolf, evokes primal ferocity and loyalty, a nod not only to his martial capabilities, but also to Rome's legendary origin story, wherein Romulus and Remus were suckled by a she-wolf, embodying the very spirit of Rome itself. Festivals such as the Feriae Martis were dedicated to him, invoking his presence to ensure victory on the battlefield and prosperity within the field. Completing this quartet of divine influencers is Venus, the enchanting goddess of love, beauty, and pleasure. She stands as a beacon of desire and artistic inspiration, celebrated for her power to enthrall mortals and deities alike. Venus's symbol, the dove, signifies peace, harmony, and gentleness, but also evokes the passionate nature of love, qualities that captivated many a Roman heart. The reverence for Venus can be seen in various aspects of life, from literature, where poets like Catullus extol her virtues, to art that seeks to capture her divine beauty. The Veneralia festival honored her, ensuring fidelity in relationships and celebrating love in all its forms. Together, these gods and goddesses shape the narrative of Roman mythology, offering insight into the cultural values that defined the ancient Romans. Their stories resonate through the ages, providing timeless lessons on power, protection, loyalty, and human emotion. As we journey through the annals of Roman mythology, we encounter a tale steeped in valor, destiny, and divine intervention. The legendary saga of the twin brothers, Romulus and Remus. This founding myth not only narrates the origins of the city of Rome, but also encapsulates the essence of Roman identity and its enduring values, reflecting the spirit of a civilization that would ultimately rise to dominance in the ancient world. Our story begins with a tale of hardship and fate. An, the twins, Romulus and Remus, were born to Rhea Silvia, a Vestal virgin, and Mars, the god of war. Fearing for their lives, due to a prophecy that foretold their power and potential to overthrow him, King Amulius ordered the infants to be abandoned near the banks of the Tiber River. Yet, fortune favored these children of destiny. Rescued by the divine, they were nurtured by a she-wolf, whose fierce maternal instincts provided them with the strength and survival skills needed to thrive in the wild. This image of the she-wolf nursing the twins has become an enduring symbol of Rome itself, embodying both the harsh realities of their beginnings and the nurturing spirit of the city. As they grew, Romulus and Remus exemplified the traits valued by their future people: strength, courage, and unyielding determination. Together, they would go on to establish a settlement that would become the mighty city of Rome in 753 BC. However, the brothers' bond would ultimately be tested. They quarreled over the site of their new city, and in a tragic twist of fate, Romulus killed Remus, cementing his position as the sole founder of Rome. This pivotal moment not only highlights the themes of rivalry and ambition, but also sets the stage for the complexities of Roman society, where individual ambition could lead to greatness, but at a profound personal cost. The founding myth of Romulus and Remus is more than a mere tale. It embodies the foundational values of Rome: strength, determination, and perseverance. The rugged beginnings of these twins reflect the resilient spirit of the Roman people, who are often confronted with adversity throughout their history. In their story, we see the embodiment of a belief that through struggle and conflict, greatness can emerge. Moreover, the myth reinforces the notion of divine guidance and destiny, a recurring theme in Roman culture. The perceived favor of the gods, as an integral part of Rome's birth, lends a sacred framework to the city's existence. The story serves as a poignant reminder that even great empires often emerge from humble and challenging beginnings, guided by fate and the will of the gods. This belief in destiny fortified the Romans' resolve to conquer and expand, embracing the idea that they were chosen to lead and create a civilization that would endure for centuries. In exploring the myth of Romulus and Remus, we uncover not just the story of the city's founding, but also the intrinsic ideas that would define Roman ethos. From the nurturing strength of the she-wolf to the tragic rivalry of the brothers, this tale crystallizes the values and beliefs that propelled Rome from a small settlement to a vast empire. As we reflect on this powerful myth, let's consider how such stories shape a civilization's identity. How does the legend of Romulus and Remus resonate with contemporary themes in our own societies? What lessons can we draw from the rise of Rome and the complexities of its founding? I invite you to share your thoughts and reflections on this foundational narrative of Rome. As we navigate the vast expanse of Roman history, we encounter a complex narrative filled with triumphs and tragedies, marked by the rise and fall of one of the most formidable empires in human history. Central to this epoch are the threads of Roman mythology, which intricately wove themselves into the cultural fabric, influencing the Roman populace's sense of identity and purpose. The journey begins in the Roman Republic, established in 509 BC after the overthrow of the last Roman king, Tarquin the Proud. The Republic was characterized by a system of checks and balances, with power shared among elected officials and governing bodies, such as the Senate. During this period, Roman mythology played a critical role in shaping a collective identity. The foundational myths, such as the story of Romulus and Remus, fostered a sense of belonging and pride among the citizens. The worship of traditional gods and goddesses served not only as a means of seeking favor, but also as a unifying force. Festivals, rituals, and public games, such as the Ludi Romani, honored the Pantheon and reinforced loyalty to the state. The Romans viewed themselves as descendants of divine favor, which imbued their military endeavors and political ambitions with a sense of destiny and righteousness. As Rome transitioned from a republic to an empire in the 1st century BC, the influence of mythology grew even stronger. Under figures like Julius Caesar and Augustus, the notion of divine sanction became intertwined with imperial authority. Augustus, in particular, positioned himself as a godlike figure, cultivating the idea that his rule was ordained by the gods. The establishment of the imperial cult offered a new dimension to Roman spirituality, with emperors being worshipped as deities, further entwining mythology with the very essence of governance. This period witnessed the expansion of the Roman Empire to unprecedented heights, encompassing vast territories across Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. The diverse populations within this vast expanse were held together by shared religious practices and myths that resonated with distinct local beliefs. Roman mythology offered a common narrative, reinforcing loyalty to both the emperor and the empire itself. However, as the empire expanded, it also encountered significant challenges. Political corruption, economic decline, and military overreach began to erode the foundations of Rome. By the 3rd century AD, the empire had entered a period of crisis. During this time, the very myths that once united the populace began to lose their power and relevance. As new religions, particularly Christianity, gained traction, they challenged the traditional pantheon, reconfiguring the spiritual landscape of the empire. The once unifying narratives of Roman mythology could not withstand the tide of change. The loss of the collective belief in the state's divine favor mirrored the empire's disintegration. By the fall of the Western Roman Empire in 476 AD, the sense of national identity that had been cultivated through myth had diminished, leaving behind a fragmented realm struggling to find its new purpose in a transformed world. The rise and fall of the Roman Empire encapsulate a dynamic interplay between mythology and history. While Roman mythology provided a profound sense of identity and purpose, fostering unity among a diverse population, it also reflected the ever-changing landscape of the empire. As we contemplate this intricate connection, we may ask ourselves, how do myths shape our identities today? In what ways do narratives inform our understanding of power, community, and purpose? The lessons drawn from the Roman experience serve as a reminder of the enduring nature of myth, a powerful force that can inspire greatness, unify people, and ultimately fade as circumstances change. Let us reflect on these themes and explore the echoes of Roman mythology in our time. What thoughts or questions arise regarding the role of mythology in shaping societies, past, present, and future? As we unravel the intricate layers of Roman mythology, we must acknowledge an undeniable influence that transcended borders and time: Greek mythology. The Romans, known for their pragmatic nature, not only absorbed Greek myths, but also embraced them, transforming and adapting them to fit their cultural context. This process of blending diverse traditions is referred to as syncretism, which played a pivotal role in shaping the pantheon of Roman gods. The Romans encountered Greek culture as their empire expanded, leading to a fascination with Greek literature, art, and religion. Rather than disregarding or replacing existing beliefs, they thoughtfully integrated these new ideas, creating a rich tapestry of mythology that reflected their own values and societal norms. This practice of syncretism allowed the Romans to establish a cohesive identity amidst the diversity of their growing empire. In many cases, Roman deities emerged as adaptations of their Greek predecessors, echoing similar roles and attributes, but interpreted within a distinctly Roman framework. This transformation often involved changes in names, personality traits, and even fundamental functions, aligning the gods more closely with the virtues that Romans held important, such as duty, discipline, and civic responsibility. Let us delve into some key examples of this adaptation, starting with the goddess Venus. In Greek mythology, Aphrodite embodies love, beauty, and desire, captivating both mortals and immortals alike. Roman interpretations of Venus retained these essential characteristics, but emphasized her roles as the matron of Roman ideals. Venus became not only the goddess of love, but also a symbol of fertility, victory in war, and the divine lineage of the Julian family, linking her directly to Julius Caesar and Augustus. Another notable example is the transformation of Mars, the Roman god of war, who is inspired by the Greek Eris. While Ares often embodies chaotic and destructive aspects of war, Mars is revered as a protector of Rome, embodying not just war but also agriculture and the nurturing of the state. This adaptation reflects the Roman value placed on military discipline and duty to the city, transforming Mars into a symbol of strength and guardianship rather than mere destruction. The Roman god Jupiter, equivalent to the Greek Zeus, further exemplifies this syncretism. While both deities share roles as kings of the gods and rulers of the sky, Jupiter's portrayal carries a distinctly Roman emphasis on authority and governance. He is viewed as not just a divine figure, but as the defender of the Roman state, ensuring order and justice, a critical aspect during both the Republic and the Empire. Additionally, Minerva represents a Roman adaptation of the Greek goddess Athena. While both share attributes of wisdom, strategy, and warfare, Minerva's character is more closely aligned with the civic aspects of Roman life, often associated with the arts, crafts, and commerce. This repositioning emphasizes the Roman ideals of practical knowledge and the promotion of societal welfare. The influence of Greek mythology on Roman gods underscores the complexity of cultural exchange and transformation during the rise of the Roman Empire. Through syncretism, the Romans absorbed and adapted Greek deities, crafting a pantheon rooted in their values, aspirations, and social structures. As we reflect on this dynamic interplay, we might consider how such adaptations continue in our cultural narratives today. In what ways do we see the blending of traditions in modern religions, stories, or institutions? How do these transformations shape our understanding of identity and heritage? The legacy of Roman adaptations serves as a testament to the enduring power of myth and the human desire to find meaning across cultures and time. I invite you to share your thoughts and reflections on the enduring influence of mythology, both Greek and Roman, in shaping our collective narrative. What stories resonate with you, and how do they inform our understanding of identity today? As we delve deeper into the complexities of Roman mythology, we approach a subject that has intrigued humanity since time immemorial: the concept of the afterlife and the realm of the deceased. At the heart of Roman beliefs about the underworld is the figure of Pluto, the god of the dead, who presided over a shadowy dominion that mirrored the essence of life itself, complete with judgment, reward, and punishment. In Roman mythology, the underworld, known as Orcus, was often equated with the Greek realm of Hades, ruled by the Greek god of the same name. Pluto, however, assumed the role of king of the Roman underworld, overseeing a place where souls would venture after death. This realm was characterized by darkness and mystery, reflecting the somber reality of mortality. Unlike the vibrant heavens of the gods, the underworld was often seen as a cold realm of shadows, devoid of the warmth and light of life. The journey to the afterlife began upon death, with the soul requiring passage across the Styx, a river symbolizing the boundary between life and death. This crucial crossing was facilitated by Charon, the formidable ferryman who would transport souls to the underworld. It was essential for families to provide Charon with a coin, often placed in the mouth of the deceased, ensuring safe passage across the Styx. Without this payment, souls were said to wander the shores, denied entry into the afterlife. Upon arrival in the underworld, The souls would stand before Aeacus, Minos, and Rhadamanthus, who presided over the judgment of the dead. Their role was significant, as they determined the fate of each soul based on their actions throughout life. This judgment was a reflection of a deep-seated belief in moral accountability, as the Romans viewed life as a series of choices leading to either virtue or vice. The Roman underworld was not a monolithic space, but rather a vast realm featuring multiple destinations for souls corresponding to their moral standing. Elysium, often depicted as a paradise, Elysium was reserved for virtuous souls. Those who had led honorable lives, exhibited courage, and performed good deeds. It was a place of peace, beauty, and eternal happiness, where the souls would find reprieve, basking in the sunlight of their achievements and the memories of their earthly virtues. Asphodel Meadows. Many souls, those who live neither virtuous nor wicked lives, would find themselves in the Asphodel Meadows, a neutral realm characterized by tranquil fields and a sense of somber reflection. Here, these souls would wander in a state of forgetfulness, symbolizing the mediocrity of their existence. Tartarus. In stark contrast lies Tartarus, a place of eternal punishment for the wicked. Here, souls who had committed grave offenses confronted their transgressions, suffering in darkness and despair. Tartarus served as a warning of the repercussions of a life lived in vice, reinforcing the moral convictions of Roman society. The Roman concept of the afterlife and its intricately structured underworld reflect a society deeply concerned with morality, accountability, and the after effects of one's earthly action. By establishing a complex hierarchy within the afterlife, the Romans emphasized the importance of virtue and the perpetual consequences of human behavior. As we consider these narratives, we may ask ourselves how these ancient beliefs influence contemporary views on morality, ethics, and the afterlife. What parallels can we draw between Roman concepts of justice and judgment and those of modern cultures? Through exploring the Roman underworld, we gain not only insight into ancient beliefs, but also a chance to reflect on our understandings of life, death, and the legacies we leave behind. Let us contemplate these themes and share our thoughts on how the ancient stories continue to resonate with us today. What aspects of the Roman vision of the afterlife intrigue you, and how do they reflect your understanding of existence? At the heart of Roman mythology lies a cast of legendary heroes who embody the values and aspirations of the Roman people. These iconic figures not only shaped the narrative of Roman history, but also served as beacons of national identity and moral guidance. One of the most celebrated heroes of Roman mythology is Aeneas, a Trojan warrior who miraculously survived the fall of Troy and eventually went on to found the Roman race. Aeneas's epic journey is masterfully recounted in Virgil's epic poem, the Aeneid. This masterpiece of Roman literature captures the essence of Aeneas's character, showcasing his unwavering courage, unshakable loyalty, and profound sense of duty to his people. Aeneas's legacy in Roman mythology extends far beyond his personal story. His determination to rebuild a new life after the devastation of Troy reflects the Roman values of resilience and perseverance in the face of hardship. Moreover, his eventual arrival in Italy and the founding of Rome symbolize the Roman concept of national destiny, namely, that Rome was destined to become a mighty empire, a vision that would shape the course of Roman history. Another legendary figure who embodies the ideals of the Roman people is Romulus, the legendary founder of Rome. As the mythical first king of Rome, Romulus is remembered for his unmatched strength, unwavering resolve, and exceptional leadership. His vision and determination led to the establishment of a new city, which would eventually grow into a mighty empire. Romulus's legacy in Roman mythology is multifaceted. He is often associated with the establishment of Roman law and order, reflecting the Roman emphasis on discipline, justice, and civic responsibility. Moreover, his fratricidal struggle with his twin brother, Remus, serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of order and the establishment of a stable government. Finally, we have Hercules, a legendary hero revered in both Greek and Roman mythology as a demigod of extraordinary strength and courage. The 12 labors that Hercules completed not only demonstrate his remarkable physical prowess, but also symbolize the strength, perseverance, and resilience of the Roman people. Hercules' association with the Roman people lies in his embodiment of the virtues that Romans cherished: courage, loyalty, and dedication to duty. His incredible feats of physical strength and his unwavering commitment to his values make him a compelling figure who inspires both admiration and emulation. The legendary heroes of Roman mythology, Aeneas, Romulus, and Hercules, continue to captivate our imagination and embody the values that defined the Roman people. Their stories, though shrouded in myth, serve as powerful reminders of the ideals that shape our understanding of heroism, courage, and the pursuit of national destiny. As we reflect on these legendary figures, we are invited to consider how their myths have influenced our understanding of heroism, morality, and the human condition. What lessons do these stories teach us about our own potential for greatness and the importance of embodying the values that we cherish? By exploring the world of Roman mythology, we gain access to a rich tapestry of narratives that illuminate the complexities of human experience and offer us insights into the very essence of what it means to be human. What aspects of these legendary heroes resonate with you, and how do their stories inspire you to reflect on your own values and aspirations? In ancient Rome, the calendar was not merely a way to track time. It was a vibrant tapestry interwoven with religion, tradition, and the rhythms of life. The structure of the Roman calendar, combined with a rich array of rituals and festivals, reflected the deep connection between the people and their gods. The Roman year consisted of 12 months, each uniquely associated with specific deities and festivals that held cultural and religious significance. This organization signified that time itself was sacred and influenced by divine powers. The months not only provided a framework for daily life, but also punctuated the year with opportunities to honor the gods and seek their blessings. January was dedicated to Janus, the two-faced god of beginnings and transitions, symbolizing the start of the new year and new endeavors. March honored Mars, the god of war, with festivals such as the Hilaria, celebrating the coming of spring and furthering military preparation. June, associated with Juno, included rites that celebrated marriage and familial bonds, emphasizing the importance of love and commitment in Roman culture. Throughout the year, festivals dedicated to various gods marked important agricultural cycles, public holidays, and communal gatherings, fostering a sense of unity among the people. In addition to the months, the structure of the week in ancient Rome was significant. Each week was composed of 7 days, a system believed to be influenced by astrology and the celestial bodies. The days were named after the sun, moon, and the 5 visible planets, each linked to deities of Roman mythology. Sunday, dies solis, was dedicated to the sun. Monday, dies lunae, honored the moon. Tuesday, dies Martis, celebrated Mars. Wednesday, dies Mercurii, was in honor of Mercury. Thursday, dies Ovis, was dedicated to Jupiter. Friday, dies Veneris, honored Venus. Saturday, dies Saturni, was linked to Saturn. These daily associations reflect the Romans' deep respect for the cosmos and their understanding of divine influence over their daily lives. The Roman calendar comprised 365 days, organized into 12 months, with each month either 30 or 31 days long. To maintain alignment with the solar year, an extra day was added every 4 years, resulting in a leap year. This careful structuring ensured that religious observances and agricultural festivals occurred at the appropriate times, reinforcing the connection between the celestial and the earthly. In essence, the rituals and festivals of ancient Rome were integral to the culture's identity, fostering a sense of community, reverence, and harmony with the divine. The alignment of the calendar with the rhythms of the natural world and the cosmos emphasized the interconnectedness of time, nature, and spirituality. As we reflect on the importance of these rituals and festivals in ancient Rome, we may consider their significance in our own lives. How do rituals shape our understanding of time, identity, and community today? In what ways do we honor the past while celebrating the present? By exploring the role of the Roman calendar and its associated practices, we gain deeper insights into the values that defined Roman society and the timeless human need for rhythm, celebration, and connection to the divine. What festivals or rituals resonate with you personally, and how do they reflect your cultural or spiritual beliefs? As we explore the depths of Roman religion and mythology, we uncover a profound and transformative development, the cult of the emperor. This phenomenon marked a significant evolution in the relationship between religion, politics, and the divine within the Roman world. This cult established the tradition of imperial deification, wherein emperors were venerated as divine figures, reflecting their immense power and influence over the Roman state. Augustus, the first emperor, the transformation from the Roman Republic to an imperial system was significantly marked by the reign of Augustus, known as Gaius Octavius. Augustus emerged victorious from the tumultuous civil wars that followed Julius Caesar's assassination, and he became the first official emperor of Rome in 27 BC. His reign ushered in a new era of stability, prosperity, and expansion known as the Pax Romana. Augustus established the precedent for emperor worship, seamlessly blending political authority with divine status. After his death in 14 AD, Augustus was officially deified by the Senate, marking the beginning of the tradition of imperial cult. Temples were erected in his honor, and various festivals celebrated his divine legacy. He was portrayed as a divine protector of Rome, embodying the ideals of strength, wisdom, and piety expected of a ruler. The veneration of Augustus not only solidified his legacy, but also served to reinforce the idea that the emperor was the intermediary between the gods and the Roman people, legitimizing his authority and ensuring loyalty from the populace. Trajan, the expansionist, following a succession of emperors, Trajan, who ruled from 98 to 117 AD, further expanded the Roman Empire to its greatest territorial extent. His military and administrative achievements were instrumental in solidifying the empire's power and prestige. Under Trajan, Rome experienced the height of its territorial expansion, reaching from Britain to the Middle East. Trajan's accomplishments did not go unnoticed. Upon his death, he was deified, much like his predecessor Augustus. This act of deification was a recognition of not only his military prowess, but also his commitment to the welfare of the Roman people. His reign is often noted for its public building projects, such as the renowned Trajan's Market and Trajan's Column, which celebrated his military victories. The veneration of Trajan demonstrated the ideal that emperors who served the state and their people would be rewarded, not only in life, but in death, serving as a model for future leaders. Hadrian, the philosopher emperor, among the pantheon of revered emperors is Hadrian, known for his philosophical inclinations and cultural patronage. Reigning from 117 to 138 AD, Hadrian is credited with the flourishing of the arts and architecture throughout the empire. He was a patron of learning and the Greek culture and famously commissioned the construction of the magnificent Pantheon in Rome, a temple dedicated to all the gods, which remains a lasting symbol of Roman architectural brilliance. Hadrian's contributions extended beyond architecture. He embodied the concept of the philosopher emperor, expected to possess wisdom and intellect alongside military strength. His deification after death in 138 AD further reinforced the notion that an emperor should be revered not only for conquests, but also for their cultural and intellectual achievements. The cult of the emperor and the tradition of imperial deification highlight the fusion of religion and governance in ancient Rome. As emperors like Augustus, Trajan, and Hadrian ascended to divine status, they solidified their legacies and cemented the role of the emperor as a central figure in both political authority and societal values. Reflecting on this intersection of divinity and power invites us to consider the enduring implications of leadership, authority, and the reverence of figures in positions of influence. How does the notion of leader worship manifest in contemporary society? I. In what ways do we ascribe heroic or divine qualities to figures in modern governance or culture? By exploring the cult of the emperor and the ideals it represented, we gain deeper insights into the complexities of Roman identity and the enduring human desire to connect the realms of the divine and the political. I invite you to share your thoughts. What dimensions of the cult of the emperor resonate with you, and how do these ancient practices inform your understanding of leadership and legacy today? The rich tapestry of Roman mythology profoundly influenced the art and architecture of ancient Rome. Temples, sculptures, and mosaics served not only aesthetic purposes, but also acted as vehicles for the expression of Roman religious beliefs and cultural narratives. Through these artistic forms, the Romans celebrated their gods, heroes, and the myths that were central to their identity. Roman temples were architectural masterpieces dedicated to specific deities, reflecting the importance of religion in the daily lives of the Roman people. Each temple was designed not only for worship, but also to convey the power and grandeur of the gods to the citizenry. The architectural styles varied, but many temples featured a classical portico with columns, often Corinthian or Doric, and an elevated platform, giving a sense of prominence. These sacred spaces were adorned with sculptures, reliefs, and paintings that depicted mythological scenes and narratives. For example, the Pantheon, with its grand dome and oculus, was dedicated to all the gods and exemplified the Roman engineering prowess while providing a sacred space to honor the divine. Intricate carvings on the friezes and pediments often illustrated myths, such as the battles of the gods or the founding of Rome, connecting worshippers intimately with their mythology. Roman sculptures played a significant role in conveying the cultural values and beliefs of the society. Influenced by earlier Greek traditions, Roman sculptors excelled at creating realistic representations of the human form, and many sculptures were inspired by myths and legends. Sculptures of gods like Jupiter, Mars, and Venus were common, embodying the ideals of strength, beauty, and valor. Heroes from mythology, such as Hercules or Aeneas, were frequently depicted in various poses, capturing moments of struggle, triumph, or divine intervention. These sculptures served not only as decorative items, but also as potent symbols of Roman virtues and the divine protection believed to be afforded by the gods. Additionally, mythological creatures like centaurs and chimeras graced many public spaces, reinforcing the narratives that were integral to Roman identity. Statues in the forum or public squares not only celebrated deities, but also conveyed a sense of continuity and connection between the people and their storied past. Roman mosaics, often found in homes, baths, and public buildings, represent another important artistic medium that illustrated mythological themes and stories. Crafted from thousands of small colored stones or glass tesserae, these intricate artworks adorned floors, walls, and ceilings, creating vibrant narratives that enlivened the spaces they inhabited. In the context of mythology, mosaics depicted scenes from popular myths and epics, as well as symbolic representations of gods and their attributes. For instance, mosaics would commonly portray episodes from Homeric tales, such as the adventures of Odysseus, or scenes featuring the Gallus Sacerdos, the priest of Cybele, celebrating divine ritual. Noteworthy examples include the mesmerizing the Villa Romana del Casal mosaics in Sicily, which showcase the Hercules myths among others, and highlight the belief in divine support and heroism. These vibrant artworks were not only decorative, but served to educate and remind the populace of the tales that shaped their cultural identity. The integration of mythology into Roman art and architecture reveals the profound connection between the divine, cultural identity, and daily life in ancient Rome. Through temples, sculptures, and mosaics, the Romans immortalized their myths and beliefs, capturing the essence of a society deeply rooted in its religious and cultural heritage. As we reflect on these artistic expressions, we might consider the ways in which contemporary societies similarly use art to convey cultural narratives and values. How do modern representations of mythology, whether through film, literature, or visual arts, continue to shape identities and beliefs today? By examining the enduring legacy of Roman mythology in art and architecture, we gain insights into the universal human experience of storytelling, reverence, and the pursuit of meaning through creative expression. What aspects of mythological representation resonate with you, and how might they influence contemporary interpretations of culture and identity? In ancient Roman society, the quest for divine guidance played a pivotal role in shaping decisions, both personal and political. The Romans firmly believed that the gods communicated their will and intentions to mortals through various means, one of the most significant being oracles. Additionally, a rich tapestry of divination methods enabled the Romans to seek insight into the future and understanding of their circumstances, practices integral to the spiritual life of the Republic and later the Empire. Oracles were revered figures in Roman culture, believed to act as intermediaries between the human and divine realms. They provided prophetic insights that guided everything from political decisions to personal matters. Among the most famous oracles was the Sibylline oracle, whose prophecies were recorded in the Sibylline book. These texts were consulted during crises or pivotal moments, and their predictions held significant weight in advising leaders, especially during times of war or calamity. One notable example of the reliance on oracles can be found during the Second Punic War, when the Romans sought counsel from the oracle at Delphi, which was actually a Greek oracle, but influential to Roman leaders. The desire for prophetic insights indicated a collective need for reassurance and clarity from the divine, emphasizing the Romans' belief in the influence of higher powers on earthly affairs. The Romans employed a rich variety of divination methods, each designed to interpret the will of the gods and seek insights into the future. Some of the predominant techniques included augury. One of the most esteemed forms of divination, augury involved interpreting the flight patterns and behaviors of birds. Augurs, trained practitioners of this art, observed which directions birds flew from or to and their particular species, interpreting these signs as omens for upcoming events. For instance, if a flock of birds flew from left to right, it was often seen as a favorable omen for action, while flight patterns signaling retreat could foreshadow war losses. Haruspicy. This method focused on inspecting the entrails of sacrificed animals, particularly the livers. The haruspex, a skilled practitioner, would analyze the size, shape, color, and condition of the organs, attributing meaning to the signs provided by these visceral readings. The Romans believed that favorable or unfavorable conditions could be divined through these examinations, guiding them in matters of state and personal decisions. Astronomy, or astrologia. The Romans paid close attention to the movements of celestial bodies, believing that the stars and planets held prophetic meanings for human affairs. This method involved the observation of solar and lunar eclipses, planetary alignments, and other astronomical events. Astrologers would create horoscopes to offer insights into personal destinies, as well as societal events linking terrestrial life with cosmic movements. Reading omens. The Romans were keen observers of everyday phenomena, carefully interpreting events such as thunder, lightning, or unusual occurrences as potential omens. These signs were recorded meticulously, and decisions were frequently postponed until their meanings were explored and understood, showcasing the profound belief in divine influence. Oracles and divination played a significant role in Roman culture, reflecting the people's desire for connection with the divine and understanding of their faith. The practices of augury, haruspicy, astrology, and interpreting omens serve to align human actions with the perceived will of the gods, shaping political strategies, military campaigns, and personal lives. As we consider the importance of these practices in Roman society, we can reflect on how the search for guidance from higher powers continues in contemporary cultures. What parallels can we draw between ancient Roman divination and modern practices of seeking spiritual insight or guidance. By examining the intricate relationship between the divine and human decision-making in ancient Rome, we gain insights into the ways that belief systems shape societal norms and individual actions. How do our own beliefs inform the decisions we make today? And what role does divination, whether literal or metaphorical, play in our understanding of the world around us? The transition from Roman mythology to the ascendant influence of Christianity represents a significant cultural and religious shift in the ancient world. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, it gradually eclipsed the traditional polytheistic beliefs that had defined Roman spirituality for centuries. This decline of Roman mythology was influenced by several factors, but at its core, it reflects the profound transformation of societal values and beliefs. One of the defining characteristics of Christianity is its monotheistic nature, the belief in a single, all-powerful God. This belief directly challenged the polytheistic framework of Roman mythology, where a multitude of gods and goddesses each governed different aspects of life and the universe. The acceptance of one divine entity inherently questioned the legitimacy and relevance of the many gods revered in Roman culture. Early Christians rejected the pantheon of Roman deities, condemning the practice of idol worship, which was deeply ingrained in Roman religious life. The assertion that there was only one true God, and that the worship of other gods was false, posed a significant threat to the ancient religious structures, leading to tensions between the followers of traditional Roman beliefs and the growing Christian community. As Christianity gained prominence, particularly after the Edict of Milan in 313 AD, which granted religious tolerance and allowed Christians to worship openly, the ancient beliefs began to be increasingly marginalized. Prominent figures in Christian theology, such as Augustine of Hippo, framed Roman mythology as paganism, a term that denoted disdain for non-Christian practices. By the end of the 4th century, under Emperor Theodosius I, Christianity was officially declared the state religion of the Roman Empire, leading to the suppression of pagan practices. Temples were closed, rituals were banned, and many of the ancient texts of Roman mythology were lost or forgotten. The rich narratives that once shaped the Roman identity began to fade into the background, seen as relics of a bygone era. Despite this decline, the mythology did not disappear entirely. Rather, its remnants were repurposed and integrated into the emerging Christian culture. Although Roman mythology waned with the rise of Christianity, its influence persisted in various aspects of Western culture, often woven into the fabric of Christian tradition. Elements of Roman mythology resurfaced in literature, art, and philosophy, showing a complex relationship between the two belief systems. Literature and art. The revival of classical learning during the Renaissance reintroduced Roman myths to the Western canon. Artists and writers drew inspiration from these ancient narratives, merging classical themes with Christian elements. For instance, the works of poets like Dante Alighieri incorporated both mythological and Christian symbolism, demonstrating an ongoing dialogue between the two cultures. Philosophical thought. Many Christian theologians grappled with the philosophical ideas of ancient thinkers, such as Plato and Aristotle, often incorporating these ideas into Christian doctrine. The moral lessons derived from mythological narratives continue to inform discussions of ethics and virtue, albeit through a new, Christian lens. Cultural symbols. Symbolism rooted in Roman mythology, such as the imagery of the eagle, continued to symbolize power and authority, eventually becoming associated with Christian empires and states. Roman virtues like valor, duty, and honor found their way into Christian teachings, shaping the moral landscape of Western civilization. The decline of Roman mythology and the rise of Christianity marked a significant turning point in cultural history. While the once dominant polytheistic beliefs transformed into a monotheistic framework, the remnants of Roman mythology persisted, influencing literature, art, philosophy, and cultural identity for centuries to come. As we reflect on this transition, we might consider how belief systems evolve over time and how the narratives we inherit continue to shape our collective consciousness. What elements of ancient beliefs can we identify in our contemporary practices and values, and how do they inform our understanding of identity, spirituality, and morality. By examining the decline of Roman mythology in the context of rising Christianity, we uncover a rich narrative of cultural transformation and the continuing interplay between the ancient and the modern. How do you see the echoes of these ancient myths in today's world, and in what ways do they inform our understanding of human experience? The legacy of Roman mythology, despite its decline with the rise of Christianity, remains remarkably vibrant in various facets of contemporary culture. Its narratives, characters, and symbols continue to inspire and influence literature, art, architecture, and even language. This enduring impact reflects the richness of Roman mythology and its ability to resonate with the human experience across centuries. Roman mythology has had a profound influence on literature, serving as both inspiration and source material for countless works over the ages. Renowned playwrights and poets have drawn upon mythological themes, characters, and narratives, integrating them into their storytelling. The works of William Shakespeare are replete with references to Roman mythology. In plays like Julius Caesar, Shakespeare explores themes of fate, power, and the consequences of hubris, which echo the moral lessons found in Roman myths. The characters often embody traits reminiscent of mythological figures, showcasing the timeless relevance of these ancient narratives. Dante's Inferno. In Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy, particularly in Inferno, Roman mythological figures such as Virgil and Minos play crucial roles, blending classical mythology with Christian themes. Dante's use of mythological allusions highlights the interplay between destiny, morality, and divine judgment, bridging antiquity and the medieval era. The influence of Roman mythology extends into contemporary literature and film. Works such as Rick Riordan's Percy, Jackson and the Olympian series revive Roman and Greek myths for a new generation, transforming ancient stories into modern adventures. Films frequently adapt mythological themes, recounting tales of gods and heroes, making them accessible to diverse audiences. The impact of Roman mythology is evident in the realms of art and architecture, where its influence pervades various styles and periods. Classical sculptures. From the iconic statues of goddesses, like Venus, to carvings of mythological scenes in Roman temples, classical sculptures often depicted mythological narratives. The craftsmanship and attention to detail in these works reflect the reverence Romans had for their myths and deities. Renaissance paintings. During the Renaissance, a revival of interest in classical antiquity inspired artists such as Botticelli, Raphael, and Michelangelo to incorporate Roman mythology into their work. Paintings like Botticelli's The Birth of Venus and Raphael's The School of Athens celebrate mythological themes, merging classical motifs with humanist ideals. This blending of mythology and Christianity in the art of the period exemplifies the ongoing dialogue between ancient and contemporary thought. Architectural designs. The principles of Roman architecture, including the use of columns, arches, and domes, were often imbued with mythological significance. Structures like the Pantheon and numerous neoclassical buildings around the world draw directly from Roman architectural styles, while honoring mythological themes, creating spaces that resonate with both function and symbolism. Roman mythology has also permeated the English language and broader cultural traditions, leaving a lasting imprint on how we communicate and think. Etymology. Many English words and phrases have their roots in Roman mythology, such as Jupiter, derived from the king of the gods, and Venus, the goddess of love. These words not only represent mythological figures, but also convey qualities associated with them, enriching the language through metaphor and symbolism. Cultural traditions. The Roman calendar, with names for months and days inspired by gods and mythological events, has shaped the structure of modern timekeeping. Festivals like Saturnalia, celebrated in December, echo in contemporary holiday traditions, reflecting a blend of ancient practices with modern celebration. Astrology and astronomy. Many celestial bodies bear names from Roman mythology, such as the planets named after gods and goddesses. This nomenclature not only serves scientific purposes, but also maintains a cultural connection to the ancient narratives that sought to explain the cosmos. The enduring legacy of Roman mythology can be seen in the myriad ways it has influenced literature, art, architecture, language, and culture throughout history and into the present day. Its themes continue to resonate with contemporary audiences, illustrating the timelessness of human experience and creativity. As we appreciate this enduring legacy, we might reflect on the power of mythology in shaping our understanding of ourselves and our world today. How do the narratives we embrace, be they ancient or modern, inform our identities, beliefs, and values? The stories we tell, much like those of Roman mythology, shape our cultures and societies, offering insights into our collective human experience. These two rich traditions, born from a common Indo-European heritage, offer us insights not only into the narratives and gods of old, but also into the very fabric of the societies that cherish them. Let us embark on this intellectual journey together, examining their shared roots, unique interpretations, and the cultural contexts that give rise to their enduring legacies. The mythology of the Greeks and Romans is deeply interwoven, stemming from a shared Indo-European heritage that serves as a foundation for their narratives. This connection illuminates the myriad similarities in their tales, characters, and themes. Deities and divine parallels as we observe, many Roman deities are direct adaptations of Greek counterparts, often mirroring their attributes and realms. Notably, Jupiter reigns as the king of gods in Roman tradition, akin to the revered Zeus in Greek lore. Similarly, we find parallels in Juno to Hera and Neptune to Poseidon. These divine figures engage in stories that delve into the lives of mortals, illustrating the universal themes of love, ambition, and conflict. Recurring themes such as fate, love, the struggle for knowledge, and the complexities of the human spirit emerge prominently in both mythologies. Whether it is the tragic hero facing insurmountable odds or the exploration of divine intervention in mortal affairs, we witness an exploration of the human condition that transcends time and culture. While our Greek and Roman ancestors drew from the same well of mythological inspiration, their interpretations often diverged, revealing the distinct values and beliefs of their respective cultures. Characterization of deities. The Greek gods are frequently portrayed with an elaborate human-like traits, frailty, jealousy, and the darker shades of emotion. For example, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, embodies both beauty and chaos, often evoking mixed responses from mortals. In contrast, Venus, her Roman counterpart, is more closely tied to the prosperity of society and the military might of Rome, reflecting the Roman emphasis on order and civic duty. Heroic ideals. The Greek myths often center around the individual's quest for glory, as seen in heroes like Hercules and Achilles. Their narratives brim with personal triumphs and tragic flaws. In Roman mythology, however, figures like Aeneas encapsulate the ideals of duty and honor to the state, reinforcing the Roman virtues of pietas, loyalty to family and country. This distinction underscores the Roman deification of collective achievement over individual prowess, a testament to their societal values. Moral lessons. In the Greek tradition, hubris often leads to downfall, serving as a potent warning for humanity. Conversely, Roman myths tend to reinforce civic virtues and responsibilities, presenting narratives that celebrate fidelity to duty and the glory of the Roman Empire. Aeneas's journey, filled with trials, exemplifies the poignant balance of personal sacrifice for the greater good of society. To truly grasp the depth of both Greek and Roman mythology, we must immerse ourselves in the historical and cultural context that gave birth to these myths. Ancient Greece, a mosaic of city-states, fostered a culture that celebrated individualism and personal achievement. This competitive spirit found expression in their myths, where personal glory was paramount. In contrast, the unified Roman Empire, with its emphasis on order and governance, prioritized loyalty to the state, clearly reflected in their heroic epics. As we examine the political landscapes of both civilizations, we observe how governance intertwined with the divine. In Greece, mythology often justified the rulers of various city-states, while in Rome, the elevation of emperors to divine status illustrates a profound convergence of politics and religion. reinforcing the ideals of Roman unity and strength. The Romans, having embraced the rich traditions of their conquered neighbors, synthesized Greek mythology with their own cultural nuances. This melding not only preserved the essence of Greek tales, but also tailored them to reflect the values and aspirations of Roman society, resulting in a mythology that is both familiar and distinctly Roman. In closing, dear students, the comparative analysis of Greek and Roman mythologies reveals a fascinating interplay of shared heritage and unique interpretation. While both traditions echo the fundamental themes of the human experience, their distinct cultural contexts and societal values shape their narratives in profound ways. Let us ponder how these ancient tales, rich in moral complexity and human insight, resonate in our modern discussions about identity, morality, and the collective experience of humanity. What lessons from these myths can we carry into our current lives, and how might they inform our understanding of our own narratives in the modern world? By delving into these ancient stories, we deepen our appreciation of the intricate tapestry of culture and thought that continues to weave through our societies today. What aspects of these mythological frameworks resonate with your personal journey, and how can we, as scholars of the past, illuminate the path for the future? In the vast annals of history, Roman mythology emerges not merely as a collection of tales, but as a formidable force, shaping the very essence of Roman identity and sociopolitical structures. Roman myths were instrumental in constructing and affirming a shared cultural identity. They provided a narrative framework within which the Romans could understand their origins, values, and aspirations. Foundation myths. Central to Roman myth are the overarching narratives like the tale of Romulus and Remus, the legendary founders of Rome. This myth not only chronicles the inception of the city but also symbolizes the themes of strength, conflict, and unity that defined the Roman spirit. Such foundational stories instilled a sense of pride and belonging among the citizens, fostering a collective identity steeped in valor and divine favor. Civic virtue and moral lessons. Myths serve to reinforce the ideals of virtus, pietas, and fides, virtue, duty, and loyalty. Tales such as that of Cincinnatus, a farmer who became a hero and statesman in times of crisis, exemplified the Roman ideal of selfless service to the state. These narratives encourage citizens to aspire to be dutiful and honorable, highlighting the importance of civic responsibility while also providing models for behavior in public life. As vehicles of expression for the collective psyche, Roman myths explored societal fears, aspirations, and moral dilemmas, offering insights into the complexities of human experience amid the shifting tides of fortune and power. Exploration of fears. Mythological tales often confronted the darker aspects of the human condition, resonating with the anxieties of the Roman populace. Stories like that of Tantalus, punished for his egregious hubris, served as cautionary tales, warning against pride and moral transgressions that might invoke the wrath of the gods. By grappling with these themes, Romans acknowledged their vulnerabilities while seeking solace and guidance from the very myths that mirrored their fears. Aspirations and ideals. Roman myths also encapsulated the aspirations of the citizenry. The Aeneid, penned by Virgil, not only recounts the journey of Aeneas but also reflects the Roman ideals of duty, honor, and the quest for greatness. This epic served as both a cultural touchstone and a powerful reminder of the divine mandate that Romans believed guided their destiny, a narrative that shaped Rome's imperial aspirations and justified its conquests. In addition to their social and moral functions, myths played a critical role in the political landscape of Rome. Legitimization of power. Myths were frequently employed to legitimize the authority of rulers. By tracing their lineage back to divine figures or legendary heroes, emperors could bolster their claims to power. For instance, the Julio-Claudian dynasty invoked connections to Aeneas, thus framing their reign as part of a divine narrative of destiny. This integration of mythology into the political sphere helped to solidify the emperor's status and unify the populace under a collective vision. Ritual and ceremony. The intertwining of myths with state rituals enhanced their significance within society. Festivals such as the Ludi Romani incorporated theatrical representations of mythological tales, allowing citizens to celebrate their heritage while reinforcing loyalty to the state. These performances not only served as entertainment, but also as reminders of the cultural values that bound the Roman community together. In conclusion, the power of myth in Roman society transcended mere storytelling. It served as a dynamic tool for shaping social norms, political authority, and collective identity. Through myths, the Romans explored their deepest fears and aspirations, employing these narratives to find meaning and purpose in their lives. As we reflect upon the enduring legacy of Roman mythology, let us consider the vital role that storytelling continues to play in our own society. What myths shape our modern identities? How do they influence our values and aspirations? By engaging with these timeless narratives, we can glean insights into the ever evolving nature of the human experience and the collective stories that bind us together.